Hey everyone, this is Daniel the Paladin with Christian Adventure Gamer here at Origins 23. I'm here at Noble Quest with Joe. He's going to show us his new prototype of a game that's coming to Kickstarter soon called Omens of Destiny, which is based on a role-playing game that he has actually developed himself from the ground up.
So the role-playing game is called Mystic Forces. As was mentioned, the board game, Omens of Destiny, is set in the same world as the role-playing game. So it pulls from the same rich environment as the full RPG. This is a 1 to 4 player cooperative board game that's very heavy on combat and questing. It's very tactical, so group cooperation is necessary often to meet your goals. However, this game does play solo very well. Again, 1 to 4 players. There's over 400 cards with this game. There is dedicated event cards that match different areas of the board that sort of serve almost as a virtual GM. There's a lot of text and a lot of custom graphics in this game, a lot of creatures. You can customize your character and group composition by the various weapons, armor, items, special items, boon cards. Again, very cards-rich game. Every character in this game has access to magic, though you don't start with it. So if you push to gain control of the Mystic Forces, you unlock the spells. So really, you build your character in this game in whatever manner that you want. If you want to focus on just better physical weapons and gear, you can. If you want to rush toward getting magic, you can do that, or a good balance thereof. 7 different characters that you can play. Every character is a unique race. Again, they pull from the same world as the role-playing game. Each has their own unique set of racial and background abilities, so you get a lot of variability, a lot of synergies and strategies that you can put together based on which characters are playing together for any given quest. There are 20 main quests that come with the game. Most of them lend themselves to solo play. Several of them, 12 of them actually, are storyline quests, so you can chain them together. So as you advance your character and get better gear, as you beat one quest, you can move into the next. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced, and elite quests in each of the 3 separate storylines.
Awesome. So how does a player get the ability to use magic?
All right, so on the board, there are what's called surges of the Mystic Forces of air, fire, land, spirit, water. As you trigger events, these will move around the board. So sometimes they'll come toward you, they'll gravitate toward the party slowly over time, but you can also march and push toward them. When you get close to a specific Mystic Force surge, you can make an attempt by using your character's 6th sense to gain control of that Mystic Force. Fire, for example. Once you've gained control of fire, you control it for the rest of the game. Having control of one of the Mystic Forces then unlocks any spell that requires that Mystic Force in order to conjure it. So as you gain control of the different Mystic Forces, you unlock a whole different set and option of spells known as force effects.
Okay. Awesome. And so when can viewers expect to see this come to Kickstarter?
Look for it toward the end of Q1 of next year.
All right.
Yep.
And then also, as I'm looking at this map here, it looks like this is like a greater region where these are maybe like zoomed in parts of what is actually the map.
That's exactly right. So what you see here is the overland board. You move and travel using the group pawn. So the group, whether it's 1 or 4 people, you move and travel as one on the overland. If you trigger a side quest, most of them require the use of the dedicated quest board, which is a zoomed in area representation of where you're at on the overland board. The quest board has its own set of mechanics. It's like a mini game within the game, if you will. The dedicated combat board on here, unlike the overland or quest board, you don't move as a group. This is where you'll put your individual standees because your exact position in relation to each other and the creatures matters. Matter of fact, there's randomized terrain tokens that allows you to cast them. You shake them up and cast them each time and place them in the dedicated spots so that you end up with unique terrain for each instance of combat.
Awesome. And then, what are these different decks?
Yeah, so this is the creature deck. Lots of different creatures. Depending on which area that you're in, the creatures can be simpler or very tough. But yeah, this is a host of creatures. The creature deck, you place the slider clips on the side of the card and move this up to show the damage. If you kill them, you get the points that they're worth. You would adjust that on your character card and use that to buy better gear or even increase your attributes. The rest of these are event decks. This is the random event deck. This yellow deck, you draw out of it as directed to. So once you've triggered perhaps certain side quests and events, it may direct you to draw another specific card out of this deck. So it sort of chains events together, if you will. The rest of these represent specific areas of the overland board. This is the blue event deck, the red, green, brown, and black. They get more difficult as you go from left to right. So depending on which area of the board you're exploring, the difficulty level can vary quite a bit.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.